Ravens fans, imagine this offense for a second. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and A.J. Brown. You talk about one of the scariest offenses in the league. This is what the Ravens can be looking at if we could add A.J. Brown to the offense. That would be a great addition to the offense. Now, let's break this down. Now, recently, there's been a growing discussion around A.J. Brown potentially becoming available to multiple teams. And, due to multiple teams being connected to him, we heard about New England, the Patriots. Baltimore is also one of those teams that could be a potential landing spot for A.J. Brown. The Ravens are clearly trying to maximize Lamar Jackson's championship window. That's one of the reasons that we're looking to bring in A.J. Brown, which Lamar, he needs that #1 top tier wide receiver, which he hasn't really had throughout his whole career at all. It's always been a veteran wide receiver, somebody that pretty much towards the end, at the end of their career, or is out of a 1-year deal with a great guy that we'll bring in, or maybe some of these guys be already injured that are once were good in the league and just injury prone now, and we just taking a chance on them because they got a name for themselves. And it's nothing against those guys. They came in, they did their best that they could do to help us out. But were they 100%? No, they wasn't 100%. A.J. Brown, on the other hand, he gonna be 100%. He gonna be ready to go. That's a plug and play type of player on day one that could be on the other side of Zay Flowers, that can open up lanes for Mark Andrews, that can open up the lane for Derrick Henry by him just being on the outside, being an extra eye that somebody gotta watch for him, and then we could easily run the ball with Derrick Henry while so many guys in at the same time in the game. You know what I'm saying? Lamar lines up in a shotgun formation. He can hand the ball off to Derrick Henry in that formation. He fits this offense perfectly. He's physical. He's explosive after the catch. He's very elite when it comes to those contested catches as well. And even he could be an all-around complete player to take over the game. When it comes to this offense, and that's something like that Lamar can use in a wide receiver one guy. You know what I'm saying? So that he just brings a lot of impact to the game. And now imagine what this could do for Lamar Jackson. Defense already struggled trying to stop Lamar's mobility, Derrick Henry's motor and strength, Zay Flowers' speed. So if you think about it, just by adding A.J. Brown, that changes the entire structure to how the teams view Baltimore, ahead of the season. If we were to add A.J. Brown before the season started, they can't stack the box and just focus on Lamar and Derrick Henry, and all they gotta do is shut down Zay Flowers and contain Mark Henry. So by us having that extra #1 wide receiver in A.J. Brown, there's no stacking the box. So that starts to create open lanes. Like I said earlier, it creates those open lanes for guys in the offense. And from the Ravens perspective, this also helps the younger receivers. Guys like Elijah will benefit tremendously. From learning from A.J. Brown. How to create that separation, how to keep his body up in shape. How to grow the body properly. How to make those contested catches. How to get open. How to stay healthy throughout the year, because A.J. Brown he has been healthy throughout his career. So that's some things that he could bring in. Even for Zay Flowers, suddenly, he becomes even more dangerous, and as the defense is focused less on him, because A.J. Brown will be on the offense. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to think about just bringing in A.J. Brown, what he could bring to this offense, how much of an impact he can make on this offense. And let's not forget, Eric DeCosta, he has shown before that he don't mind making moves to, especially if he see that it's going to benefit the team and we go be in win now mode. He don't mind making moves to make that happen. So that's just something to think about. And, when it comes to the AFC becoming more loaded every year, the Ravens may feel pressure to make another big move. So at the end of the day, A.J. Brown coming to Baltimore is still speculation. It's something for us to think about. But honestly, the fit makes a lot of sense. Baltimore can use a physical #1 wide receiver, a plug-and-play wide receiver that could be on the other side of Zay Flowers. He needs that help. We could use that veteran presence in the room. Yeah, we got Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, in the tight end room, and those guys could help out overall in the offense room. But just in that wide receiver room by itself, just the position room, A.J. Brown could be a great addition to that room. And yeah, we do have Rashad Bateman, He's still on the team. But like I said, we just need a guy that's physical, that can get those contested catches. And that's something that Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, I'm not saying that they lack it, but we just need that size. And A.J. Brown has that size, that massive size that could go up with those big corners and grab that ball out the air, you know, in the end zone or at any point in the game that we need, especially on third down. A must, you know, keep the chains moving play. He could be that guy for that play. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something for us to think about when it comes to A.J. Brown being an addition to the Baltimore Ravens team. You know, so, and I just feel like Baltimore, they in a win now mode. You know, the winning Super Bowl now. We got Lamar Jackson. He about to be turning 30, I believe, this year, turning 30 this year. So, I mean, we wasted a lot of time. We wasted a lot of time not using, not properly just bringing the right tools around Lamar early in his career, midway in his career. This would be a great move for A.J. Brown to be on this Ravens team, because this will definitely boost the offense up 10 times more, help Lamar Jackson out 10 times more as well. So that's just something to think about, man. But I want to hear from you, how you feel about it. Do you think A.J. Brown would be a great fit for this Ravens team? You know, let me know. Drop your comments below. I appreciate y'all guys watching the video. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, man, GridIron Flock TV. We out.